Good evening, everybody. Channel 19 has a little bit of a twist for you tonight. We're not at Sterling High School. We're at Yellin Middle School. It's the middle school championship game between Brooklawn and Stratford. How you doing, everybody? Tad Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here. And Kevin, believe it or not, we have the two best teams here this year.
A lot of excitement in the gym, and this atmosphere, it always amazes me how these kids play in an atmosphere where you've got people in the stands. We're going to have people up on the stage. Just an action-packed atmosphere, a lot of excitement. Two teams that battled it out the first time. Yellin coming away with a 5-point win, but anything can happen this second time.
And Brooklawn is a team, they come in, they only have one loss. It was to this Stratford team, but this Brooklawn team is pretty good.
Absolutely. Look to go to Cameron Arizari. He's their big scorer. If they can get him going and get him going early on, that's going to be a big key.
The home team, Stratford, we've been here on with this game before on TV, a very talented team. Their one loss was with a team in one of the higher divisions. They have beaten this team before, so it's theirs to win if they can play their game.
Beat them, tough to beat a team twice. The key is Zach Collins at the point guard position. He's the leader of the team, the leading scorer, had over 20 points last time these teams played. Yellin goes as he goes, so look for him to have a big game.
8th grade championship game, Yellin versus Brooklawn. We'll take a break and we'll meet the starters when we return right after this.
And welcome back, everybody. You can see it's a capacity crowd here from Yellin School. Is Stratford at 24-1, winners of Suburban Division, against Brooklawn 18-1, winners of the Colonial Division. And Kevin, the first few minutes of games like this, a lot of nerves involved. So it's very interesting to see how these first few minutes start off.
Well, one thing on Stratford, on Yellin's side, is the fact that the kids have been in this atmosphere, being in a championship game last year. They kind of know what this is like, so I think that's a little bit of an advantage. But at the same time, you've got people right on top of you and just an outstanding environment to be able to play a championship game in.
Starters for Stratford: Zach Collins, Scott McBride, Cade Bocage, Jared Matchett, Noah Sire. For Brooklawn, Jeff Lankford, Brett Ziegler, Luis Rodriguez, Cameron Izazari, and Jason Riches. As Stratford will control the tip and run away in the 2015 championship game.
Brooklawn looks like they've got a 2-1-2 zone to start things off on the defensive end.
Collins shot no good. Big rebound underneath. Sire shoots it long. Brooklawn on the rebound.
Now that's what Sire's going to give you, a lot of rebounding down low. Wasn't able to get the putback back up under some pressure down there in the low post.
Stratford specializes in a half-court trap that they are putting in at the moment. These two teams met once before. It was a 5-point game. Stratford won it as it's rebounded by Sire.
Yeah, they got the open look from the three off a cross-court pass, but the pass got there in a hurry, found the open look, wasn't able to make it count.
Collins inside, and a foul is going to the foul line will be Bocage.
A lot of activity, Tad, down in the low post to start things off. You saw Sire initially really be contested on that one putback after the rebound, and then you see Bocage right there draw the foul.
So Bocage to get two. Able to get his first. Stratford on the board first. Now it says his first name is Kegsi.
I'm going to guess it's got to be a relative or a brother of Jurgen Bocage.
He was our kicker on the football team.
The football team at Sterling.
Nonetheless, Bocage with two from the free throw line. It's 2-0 Stratford.
Limited amount of pressure there, a little bit of pressure as Brooklawn brought the ball up. You can see a little bit of nerves, I think, on both teams here to start things out.
Matchett goes in the corner, swings it out for Collins. Collins kicks it back out, and they'll set it up here with McBride.
One trademark of Yellin basketball, they look inside as you saw Bocage get the ball. Wasn't it there? There wasn't any opportunity, and kicked it back out. But a tip pass right there. Tried to go diagonally into the middle.
Brooklawn looking to tie it up, running one-hander, no good. Loose ball underneath, jump ball. And possession error stays with Brooklawn.
Definitely a game, as we said, where the kids right now, early on here with the big crowd, I think are a little bit tight.
5:32 to go, first period, 2-0 Stratford in the 8th grade championship game. Ball is kicked by Sire. Sire, by far the biggest young man at the floor for Stratford, number 55. Averaged nearly double digits a game in points. Easily the leading rebounder on the team.
Yeah, you have to like the way Yellin defends that inbound. Everybody down low as you look at the pass right there. Kick back out.
Shot is banked, no good. Loose ball off the end line. Again, went off the hands of Sire. Brookline will keep it.
That inbound again. Stratford's going to let you get the ball in, but not down in the low post.
Yeah, Brookline's going to need some shots from the outside. Stolen away. McBride will bring it up.
McBride keeping the hands active, getting a turnover right there.
Collins drives baseline. Gets a shot off, doesn't fall. Sire may have picked up a foul, and he does. That is Sire's first foul.
And that's a real good job defensively, contesting Sire for the rebound. But even more importantly, you see Collins come down, driving along that baseline. Obviously, he's their big offensive threat. Nice job by Brookline with the help defense coming over, forcing him to dish the ball off.
Sire's first foul was also the team's first foul as Brookline turns it over again.
I think a few more turnovers than you'd like to see as a coach from both sides. And again, you point to the nerves. Kids not used to playing in this type of environment.
Here's Collins. He drives. Short. Taken away by Riches.
Yeah, there you saw the real good help defense. Obviously, they know and they're aware of Zach Collins and what he's been able to do this year.
Looking to trap is Stratford. Cross with it is to Izari. He's their leading scorer, averaging 18 points a game. And we're going to get a turnover and a travel.
Well, you're getting turnovers. One thing that's a little bit encouraging here on the Brookline end is they're able to beat that half-court trap, the pressure that Yellin's been able to put on them. It's just the difficulty in handling the ball. A few bad passes down when they try to get their half-court game going.
Rob Wilsey, number 24 into the game. He has the ball right now. He did not play in the first game against Brookline. He was coming off a broken leg, I believe a broken ankle he received in football. Stolen away by Izari and almost put in as Collins is going to pick up his first foul.
Well, there's Izari, a big kid who obviously can really run the floor, and I think you saw that right there. Came very close, putting himself on the line with a three-point play, but he'll get two shots right here.
As we mentioned, he averages 18 points a game. Brookline is on the board. That's his first.
We were talking beforehand. He had a couple games where he had as many as 30 points.
This one's for the tie early on. Not able to get it. Rebounded by McBride. Back to Collins for three. That's long. Nice rebound underneath. That was Bocage. Bocage short and cleaned up nicely by Sire, his first two.
Well, good job by Sire getting by a few Brookline defenders. Brookline was a little flat-footed in that opportunity, and Sire took advantage of the opportunity, got the rebound and the putback.
Stratford leads it now 4-1. As Brookline turning the ball over a lot more than they would want to here. Baseline drive, reverse put in beautifully by Izari. He has he has three.
Yeah, that's an outstanding effort there because Yellin had that play defended along the baseline. I don't think they realized Izari would swing around and have the opportunity to use the backboard in that play.
Around the perimeter, driving with it is Wilsey. His shot falls. Rob Wilsey's on the board, his first two. That makes it 6-3 Stratford.
And that's a real nice job by Wilsey. You can see they always have that help defense coming over on baseline pressure, but Wilsey kind of went laterally through it, made a great individual effort.
And we're going to get a turnover. Good job as a double team is in there for Stratford.
No, you're seeing that, and another thing you're seeing a couple times up the floor, they're beating that half-court press, but the last time went off to the side. You don't want to dribble yourself into the corner, especially with Stratford's ability to trap.
Inside, foul, and going to the foul line will be Bocage.
And that's the second time we've seen Bocage get the ball and, again, make his opportunities count. Good spin move right there. Knew he had pressure right on him, did what he had to do to draw the foul and get to the line.
Bocage with 2 points tonight, both from the free throw line. Perfect 3 for 3. Stratford leads it now 7-3. Make it 8-3. 3 minutes to play here in this first period. 8-3 Stratford. This Stratford defense, Kevin, pretty good.
Yeah, the trap is really a key to their success. As you look at, there's Harry coming up with a big basket right there, just when you feel like Stratford offensively is getting into a rhythm.
Irizarry now with 6 as he gets the 3 there, cuts the lead to 2. Nearly stolen, back to Collins. Collins for 2. Collins' first 2 of the game.
Now he's a shooter. You're going to give him his opportunities. Once he gets into that offensive rhythm, it could be a long night here for Brooklawn.
In the meeting between these teams down at Brooklawn, Collins was the leading scorer in the game. Goes off the Stratford player, will stay with Brooklawn. As Brooklawn will substitute in the game. Evan Gramley will come into the game. He replaces Brett Ziegler. Brooklawn trailing by 4 with the ball as we near the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Irizarry's shot short. Nice rebound by McBride.
Yeah, I really like the way Yellin defends that inbound play.
They'll go to a zone and just turn their back and just look for the defense. McBride swings it over.
Real good ball movement around the perimeter.
Collins' shot, no good. And we're going to get a foul against Stratford. This goes against Sire. That'll be his second foul. So he has 2 fouls early on, 2 of the 3 against Stratford. That's going to be a factor in this game.
Yeah, it is, and you can see Matchett ready to come in this game, probably for Sire. Early in the game, very early in the game to have the 2 fouls.
10-6 Stratford. This is a 3 short. Stays here off the hands of Sire. So as you mentioned, Matchett will come back into the game and Sire will take a seat. So we'll keep an eye on this as the biggest man on the floor has just left.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if they don't try to go down to the low post with Sire out of this game.
Another 3 for Irizarry, who has 9.
And they're going to have to defend him a little closer from the outside, but then this is a kid with a quick first step, has the ability to also drive to the hole and being closely contested.
Open here, driving is Wilsey. He converts. Wilsey with 4.
Well, that's a trademark of Yellin basketball under Joe Kogan, is the vertical looks and the great ball movement right there. And that's what you had. You got the defense out of position. Great play in their half-court set.
Stratford up 12-9. Inside, knocked away off the hands of Matchett. Here comes Collins. Collins kicks it in the corner. Swing it back out. This is a 3. Matchett, kaboom! Jared Matchett's on the board, his first 3.
Yeah, that's a great job by Matchett on the defensive end, coming in for Sire. They're attacking that right away. You see Brooklawn go after Matchett again.
Little hard off the glass, and we're going to get a foul against Stratford. Scott McBride is going to pick up his first.
But Tad, that was a great play by Matchett. You know, coming into this game, obviously we said it, that Brooklawn was going to try to attack the low post with Sire out, was able to get the turnover, comes down the other end and hits a huge 3.
Final 26 seconds of the first period. Stratford up 15-9. They get across the timeline. Into the corner. This is a 3, in and out. Loose ball taken in nicely by McBride.
Yeah, defensively, they can't give Irizarry that much room.
Collins blocked, and he was on the end line. As coming in the game now will be Demir Robertson for Stratford. He'll replace Collins. Final 5. Now, actually, he's going to replace McBride, I believe. Wait, we have confused. McBride is coming out. Full court pressure on. 5.9 seconds, first period. They get it into Irizarry. Whistle started again.
You've got time to get the ball. You want to make sure you move it through a pass. Don't overhandle it. Not much time.
Irizarry puts it up, and that will be no good. So we played 1 quarter of action here. We'll keep it here. We played 1 quarter from Yellin School. Yellin leads at 15-9, and all 9 points for Brooklawn by Cameron Irizarry.
Well, they definitely have to stop him, and you could see even in that inbound right there coming up the court, they collapsed on him. You know, they had the trap, where 2 defenders come over. Previous to that, there they had 3 defenders come over. So that's going to be a key defensively. Don't give them too many open looks.
Get a look at the cheerleaders here. I guess they've got some soul.
They have some soul.
They work just as hard as the basketball players. That's your cheerleaders here. It's a special broadcast of Sterling High School Channel 19. The 8th grade championship game. You have the Stratford School Yellin on your right. They lead the first quarter 15-9. And so far for them, off to a pretty good start. And Brookline, they're going to need some help for Irizarry. He has all 9 of their points.
Well, again, they're going to collapse on him. Sterling. I was just going to say, which one of us would be the first one to say Sterling instead of Stratford or Yellin? And I went down. But you get a feeling, Tad, that early on, obviously, there were a lot of nerves. But as the game progressed to the latter part of that quarter, you felt like the execution was better, and the kids out there on both sides started to get into a little bit of a comfort zone.
So we start the second quarter here on Sterling TV 19. Tad Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz with you. Cameraman David Litzes and David Heckman also bring you all the action. 15-9 Yellin as we start this second quarter. Here's a 3 for McBride. No good. Nice rebound by Irizarry. Irizarry behind his back for 3. Long. Nice rebound by Matchett. Here's Wilsey. Matchett. Good pass inside, no good. They tap it out. Rebounded by the smallest man on the floor there by Rodriguez. Check that. That is Gramley.
Oh, great ball movement down low.
And converted by Irizarry. He has 11.
And that's why Irizarry's so tough. Not only does he have the outside shot, can run the floor, but can drive to the basket like he did right there. And he's tough in tight spaces.
Keep in mind, Stratford playing without their big man as Collins in and out on a 3. Rebounded by Rodriguez. So every minute that Stratford can keep them at bay is a good minute for Stratford. That shot is missed. Stolen away. And he lost the handle, so a break for Stratford.
Well, Brookline at some point, you see Irizarry coming down there, going through traffic, and having a little bit of an off-bounce shot. They've got to get other people involved in their offense.
Irizarry has all 11 of his team's points. It's 15-11 Stratford. They have the ball. Collins thought about 3. Goes inside. Almost a walk. Baseline. Inside. Converted beautifully by Bocage, who has 6.
Yeah, and that's probably the 3rd or 4th time we've seen good ball movement in tight spaces with Wilsey, the dish off to Bocage, and really making things happen. And that's where Stratford can separate themselves, and they do some unique things in that half-court set.
Yellin leads at 17-11. Nice drive, and a foul is going to go against Bocage. That'll be his first.
Well, that's what we talked about, Tad. They're going to need offense in other places. You're talking about Brookline. Everything's been Irizarry so far, and that's just a real nice job on a drive to the basket by Jason Riches, and he's going to be rewarded by going to the free throw line.
As a team, they are 1 for 2 from the free throw line thus far. Not able to get that one. Riches will get one more. Still a 6-point lead for Stratford. Not able to get that one. It is loose. Still loose. Good job to get on the floor. And we have a jump ball. Great effort by Matchett. Got in there to tie up Rodriguez.
Well, Matchett's been all over the place and really making a lot of things happen, coming off the bench, going in for Sire right there, and really having an impact from the moment he stepped on the floor.
It's going to be a tough ball to handle, but they do get it in as Gramley takes it. 5 minutes and some change to go to the half. Stratford leads at 17-11. They look to trap. There's a turnover. Here comes Yellin. McBride over to Collins. Thought about 3. Back to McBride. He'll take the 3. No good. Loose ball. Taken nicely on the floor. Wilsey, yes. So Wilsey paying dividends. As we mentioned, he didn't play the first time against Brookline. He has 6.
Yeah, what a putback and great sense of knowing where he is on the floor. Goes a little bit to his left and comes up with a huge basket right there.
Brookline's shot misses. And you'll hear a lot of Wilsey on Channel 19 in the future. Could be the future Sterling quarterback at some time in his career. 4.5 to go here, first half. Yellin leads at 19-11. Again, keep in mind, Stratford able to do this without Sire in the game. Collins for three. Kaboom! Zach Collins now has 5, and we have a timeout on the floor. 4:08 to play here in the first half. Yellin has just doubled the lead of Brooklawn. They lead at 22-11. We'll keep it here as, again, it just seems like turnovers are the key word thus far, Kevin, for Brooklawn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a big shot there by Zach Collins. Obviously, if he's able to get going from the outside, it's going to draw the defense out. And you're going to look at a tough road ahead for Brooklawn. But at the same time, I think the big thing Brooklawn can't do is handle the ball into the corner. That's where Stratford's very tough. You talked about it, Tad. They trap as well as anybody. Brooklawn's having a big-time problem with that.
We were able to do this game the last couple years. The boys have been very successful in this game. Been league champs 2012 and 13, 14. We're going to have the girls game we're going to tape as well. You're going to see that throughout the weeks as well. They will be playing coming up after this game.
And last year, unfortunately, in a losing cause for Yellin, probably one of the better games we've done at any level. I mean, the last 36 or 35 seconds of that game were just unbelievable. You had, I believe, Yellin with maybe about a 6 or 7 point deficit, almost come back and had the opportunity at the end to win it. But just a great effort by those kids, and you really hated to see them come up short.
So after the timeout, 22-11, Brooklawn with the ball, they trail it. Here's your leading scorer for Brooklawn. Again, that's number 13, Irizarry. Irizarry has it here behind his back.
Yeah, almost a turnover. Again, it comes from dribbling off into that corner.
That three is no good, and we're going to get a foul over the back against Luis Rodriguez of Brooklawn.
And I think if you're Brooklawn, you need more movement away from the ball. You're not seeing that right now. It seems like every time they go to that corner on the outside, and comes with Yellin either getting a turnover or a near turnover.
Yellin around the perimeter. There's McBride.
As we talked about Yellin, really trying to spread things out, get their big men moving away from the ball.
Kaboom! Zach Collins for 3. He has 8. That's the leading scorer for Stratford.
And that's what we talked about. You're going to have to get that perimeter defense of Brooklawn's out on Collins, and that's going to open things up for the big men down in the low post.
Right now, it just looks like Stratford's going to be a little too much for Brooklawn early on. There's another turnover against Brooklawn.
Yeah, and Zach Collins, after the big 3, comes back playing tenacious defense there and forces that turnover. Right now, Yellin's taking control of this game.
Collins starts, he drives, kicks it out. This is Wilsey. No good. Rebounded nicely by McBride. They'll set it up. Collins, an NBA 3. He's feeling it. No good. Loose ball picked up underneath. Shot no good. Still loose, and Stratford will keep it.
It's amazing, Tad, how Stratford is dominating down low without Sire in that game. Just great effort by the big guys.
25-11. Yellin leads it. They'll get it into Collins. Collins will try it. Why not? Short on that one. Loose ball taken in by Rodriguez. Brooklawn needs offense from someone besides Irizarry. As he drives, misses. Rodriguez had it and lost it. Wilsey will slow it down, and here comes Yellin. Collins goes inside. Nice turnaround shot, long. Good box out and a rebound by Langford.
They weren't able to connect, but they're the type of opportunities they're going to get. The defense is coming out closer on Collins. You're going to get those openings, not only the low post and the high post, but aren't able to connect on that one. But you're going to get more opportunities with what Yellin's been able to do in their half-court set.
2 minutes to go in this first half. Yellin leads at 25-11. Irizarry converts. He has 13.
Yeah, just a strong move off the baseline. You felt like they had him defended along that baseline, but he's one of those kids that can really maneuver even the last couple steps of that drive to the basket.
Collins lost the handle. Here comes Brooklawn. They trail it by 12. Nice pass inside. Rodriguez partially blocked. And again, Kevin, Yellin doing all this, as you mentioned, with Sire on the bench.
This is huge, the way these guys have come in. And again, Sire's got the 2 fouls. And just a great team effort on both the defensive and offensive ends of the floor.
Collins got out of the corner. McBride to his left. Three-pointer is off. McBride, no good. Nice tap pass inside and converted by Bocage, who has 8.
And you could see the effect of Collins and his couple shots, couple threes. They're forcing the trap out on him, bringing 2 guys out there. It's going to leave openings for other people. And Yellin, what they do so well is find people away from the ball. If somebody's open, they're going to find them.
Believe that was Matchett that tapped it to him. That was a great play. Here comes Collins. Collins goes inside. Nice pass, converted beautifully by Matchett, who has 5.
Now Collins bringing the ball all the way up the floor, drawing the defense his way. Finding Matchett with a short pass down low, and Matchett finishes.
Irizarry, he has all 13 points for Brooklawn. Here's a 3. That goes long, rebounded by Matchett. Final 22 seconds, first half.
He's going to pull it out, wait for the last shot here. Moving around the perimeter.
Collins in the corner. 10 seconds. McBride, 5 seconds. Collins for 3. Kaboom! Collins with 11, and that is going to do it for an outstanding first half of action for Stratford. They are 16 minutes away from a championship. And welcome back, everybody. Tad Kazanowski, Kevin Schulz with you here on Sterling High School TV 19 as Stratford leads it at the half, 32-13. Leading scores for Brooklawn, well, this is easy. Cameron Irizarry with all 13 points. For Stratford, more of a story. It's spread out fairly evenly. Zach Collins has 11 points. 9 came on three-pointers. Bocage with 8. Wilsey with 6. Matchett with 5. And Sire with 2. So Stratford's been able to spread it out where Brooklawn is getting all their production from one player.
And that's a big thing that Brooklawn's got to find a way to get other people involved. But, you know, you've got to like the defense that you see from Stratford. And then obviously, after they settled down, you saw Collins hit a couple threes, open things up. You saw that great ball movement that's always synonymous with Stratford and Joe Kogan teams.
So they put 7 minutes on the clock. So they will play 7 and 7 as we start the second half of action here. 32-13. Yellin in the white, they lead it. So here we go. This is where Stratford can be very patient with what they do, as
Absolutely.
Sayer will be back in the game. Collins into the corner. They look. Swing it way out our way. It's taken by McBride. Defensively taken down by Irizarry. He'll convert this. 15 points for Irizarry.
Yeah, they have them all over. See him defended right here. The inbound, having them out on the perimeter, getting the steal.
McBride in the corner. Nice pass inside. Little hard off the glass. Short on the shot by Sire, but he's going to go to the free throw line.
Now you've got Sire right back in the game and has got an impact immediately going to the line with 6:16 left in this third period. Going to be a big problem for Brooklawn. But again, you've got to like what Stratford has done with Sire out of the game. Matchett's done a nice job. Bocage, Wilsey, really doing what they have to do to offset having your big man out of the game in foul trouble in that second quarter.
That's the first foul shot they've missed as a team. They're 4 for 5 from the free throw line. The foul went against Luis Rodriguez. That was his second. Sire will get one more. He has 3 points. Makes the score 33-15 Yellin. Irizarry kicks it over to Jackson, who travels. Jackson in the game for the first time. Looking depressed now, Kevin.
Yeah, Jackson to start things off. He looks like a real good defender out on the perimeter, and then you saw him offensively get the ball on the perimeter and probably a little nervous with the travel call.
Putting some pressure on Collins. They get the ball into Collins. Collins himself. Now they'll get it across the timeline. Getting it across is McBride. Collins. Thought about a shot. Puts one up. No good. Good rebound by Wilsey. Here's a shot for Bocage, who drains it. Bocage in double digits with 10.
Yeah, and that's one thing with Collins hitting from the outside. We've seen a lot more openings, especially on that high post. It's about the third time Bocage has been able to get the ball in that high post.
Now, sometimes in certain games, Zach Collins can be a little foul prone. That is his second foul. 20-point lead for Yellin. Send this one way down. This is going to be a tough one, but getting it, Irizarry. He has all 15 points for Brooklawn. And if you're Stratford, you really don't have to change anything defensively.
Stay in the 2-1-2 defensively. Trap when they get in the corners. You look at Jackson with the outside shot.
Loose ball on the floor, and we are going to get a timeout for Stratford. So Stratford will call time. They lead at 35-15. There's still 5:19 to play here in the third quarter, and you can see where Brooklawn trying to step things up with a little full court pressure.
Yeah, they really are, and you can see just when Jackson gets in the game, a real good defender, really defended Collins coming up the court, but just a great individual effort to get across the half-court line, but a lot more pressure out on the perimeter by Brooklawn in the second half with Jackson in the game.
Capacity crowd in here at Yellin School's Gymnasium. It's a You can see we have bleachers to our right. As we turn to the right, they're full. We're going to have bleachers as we go wide, and we'll pan it all the way to the left. The bleachers are full to our left. The stage is also full. This is the first of two games. We're not necessarily showing them back-to-back, but you're going to have a girls' game involving the Yellin team, too. So this is about as many people as you can fit in here.
Tight atmosphere, and we talked about it. The kids were a little nervous to start things off, but, boy, you've really got to like the execution on the offensive end by Yellin and what they've been able to do, really, to get everybody in on the offensive end, distributing the ball, finding those openings away from the ball, and just great movement and operating like only Yellin can in that half-court set.
Full court pressure is on for Brooklawn. They get it in. Wilsey, he gets it across the timeline. He goes coast to coast, runs into traffic. You're going to get a foul against Jason Riches. That'll be his second.
And that's one thing we've seen from Wilsey, down in the low post, and now you're seeing it running the floor. Gets in close, is able to do that move where he's able to go laterally, forces the defender to move his feet, is able to draw the foul and get himself to the line.
Stratford is 5 for 6 as a team from the free throw line, now 6 for 7. 7 points for Wilsey.
That's a real good knack for knowing how to drive to the basket. Something, Tad, a lot of times you don't even see from kids at the freshman level or JV level. It takes till they get maybe junior year in high school to develop that, but that's a real good skill, and he was able to use it right there to get himself to the line.
37-15, Yellin leads it here in the third quarter. There is Ari. Kicks it way out. Setting it up is Langford. Looking to go inside, knocked away. Collins now. Collins takes his time. Collins thought about three for a second, then thought better of it. Inside they go to the big man off the glass, and he's on the board. Sayer now with 5.
Really looking comfortable down in the low post, and it all started with a turnover by good defense away from the ball on the other end, getting to that other side, giving Sayer that opportunity.
Great defense there, but the shot goes in. Trevin Jackson has the first 2 points for somebody not named Irizarry tonight.
Not how they drew it up.
Backcourt violation. 39-17. Stratford with, that's a heck of a play by Trevin Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, he, like I said, fall and put it up there, got the good roll, but at the same time, the thing I like about this kid, Jackson, coming in the game right from the get-go, really provided a lot of energy on the offensive and defensive ends of the court.
Into the corner. Three-pointer is off. Short. Rebounded by Sire. Under 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Yellin leads at 39-17.
Yellin, like you said, Tad, no need to hurry things up. Being patient right now. Still getting a good movement away from the ball. You're going to force Brooklyn to come out on him.
Collins is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Foul goes against Jason Riches. That is his third foul.
And that's one of the many reasons why Collins is so dangerous. You know, you see the outside shot, runs the floor, distributes the ball, but it's got that quick first step. You hit threes, you're going to draw the defense out. The quick first step allows him to go to the hole and get himself to the line, drawing the foul.
So coming out will be Riches, and going in, Dante Rogers. First time we've seen him in the game tonight. Collins trying to put 40 on the board for Yellin, and he does. Collins with 12. As a team, Kevin, they're 8 for 10 from the free throw line. 40-17, Yellin. Nice play inside. Irizarry converts.
And a nice pass, nice give and go there to Jackson. Again, you know, giving them a little bit of a spark right here. Not sure if it's going to be enough against this Yellin team.
Collins drives the baseline. Shot off and in. Zach Collins on fire. 14 points.
Yeah, took advantage of having a sense of knowing that the defender got caught up. Again, you see that quick first step, drives baseline. What a play by Zach Collins.
Kind of a frustration shot by Irizarry. No good. 42-19, Yellin with the ball. They lead it. Collins. He drives the lane. What a move. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. What a move by Zach Collins. Dante Rogers just picked up his first.
Yeah, they got Jackson out on him again in an effort to try and put some pressure on Collins and negate what he's been able to do. But, yeah, you said it, Tad. He crossed them up right there, and, again, used that quick first step, driving to the hole, and here he is at the free throw line again.
15 for Zach Collins. Looking for point number 16. Into the game now is also Demir Robertson comes back in for Yellin. 16 points for Collins. Yellin leads at 44-19. Around the perimeter. This is a three. No good. Rebounded by Sire. Collins wants to run it. Has a man to his left. Gives it to him, and it's converted in beautifully by Jared Matchett, who has 7.
Great vision there by Collins. Again, something we've seen from all these kids. Drawing the defense his way. Dishes off the Matchett. He finishes.
Irizarry now with 19. Yellin's in a fortunate situation that this game is a bit out of hand because he has played very well. Yeah. Collins is knocked down. Collins got to watch it, and he got lucky there. Looking. This is McBride.
Jackson almost got the turnover, coming in here, making a difference defensively.
Shooter's roll for Demir Robertson, his first 2. 6 players have now scored for Yellin in this game.
And that's been one of the big differences, getting everybody involved. And
there's a three-pointer that falls in for Trevin Jackson. He now has 5.
We talk about everybody scoring, Tad. They're getting everybody involved and forcing Brooklyn defensively to cover the entire floor.
Driving inside, left-handed shot knocked down. Kick back out. Here's Sire, I should say. Into the corner. Driving again, running one-hander. Nice shot off the glass by Robinson. He has 4.
Well, Robertson looks very comfortable coming in here off the bench and just going through 2 defenders right there. A soft running one-hander off the board.
Nice play down the baseline, and standing on the end line was Rogers. Back into the game for Yellin, Rob Wilsey with 8 points. Full court press coming on for Brooklyn. Collins across the timeline. Boy, he breaks it again, runs into some traffic. Here comes Irizarry. Irizarry converts. Irizarry, 21. 50-26 Yellin. Inside, nice catch. Here's another one to the left and laid in beautifully. That's Rob Wilsey, who has 10 off the pass from Magic.
Well, they're really exposing that high post, whether it's a short jumper right there, getting it to the high post, drawing the defender up there, short bounce pass right there, and Wilsey finishes.
Going to get a foul against Wilsey. That'll be his first foul. That's the other thing, Kevin. For as good a defense as Yellin plays, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total fouls in this game.
Well, you're maneuvering different players in there, and I think that's the key. You're looking at aggressive defense, but aggressively under control, keeping the legs underneath of them.
Here's a 3 for Jackson. Kaboom. Jackson has 2 3-pointers in this game. He has 8. 5 seconds as Collins runs hard into Jackson. Jackson's going to pick up a foul. That is his first. That is the team's 5th foul. 5 seconds on the clock. Here comes Collins. He looks at the clock, drives it in, puts it up, gets it into Sayer, and Sayer gets it. So everything going Yellin's way as Sayer scores his 7th point. And as we move to the 4th quarter, Yellin is going to lead at 54-29. And here's a look at the Yellin cheerleaders. We hope you're enjoying this special broadcast of the middle school championship game. I'm Tad Kosneski along with Kevin Schultz from Sterling High School TV 19. I believe it's about our 4th year of bringing you this game.
Always exciting, and again, we're always impressed coming down and seeing what these kids from Yellin can do, the way they play defense, the way they distribute the ball. I mean, you've just seen a little bit of everything when you're talking about getting everybody involved. I was impressed by that play right there. The pass to the high post, a lot of times you'll see kids shoot, but having the court sense with the bounce pass to Wilsey down low, it just shows you that you've got every kid on this floor has great court sense, knows what's going on, not only with himself, but with everybody else on the floor.
So we start the 4th quarter in this championship game. Stratford leads at 54-29. Across the floor, this is Jackson, and he traveled. Turnovers early on were a big factor that dug Brookline a hole. Again, a lot of it has to do with this tough defense.
And having to have a little bit of a soft press right there, I think they've realized they've had trouble really getting into the heads of anybody on Yellin, but at the same time, they're in a desperate situation to make something happen. That's why you're seeing that pressure.
Collins is getting his first breather of the game as he takes a rest. Yellin started by spreading the floor. McBride, now this one's stolen. Here's Jackson. And he converts. Jackson off the bench, Kevin, has 10 points.
Really having an impact. I mean, I think what Sterling's done is got themselves an insurmountable lead right here, especially with the way they've been playing, but obviously impressed with Irizarry, but also Jackson, what he's been able to do on both ends of the floor.
And we have a 3-second violation against Yellin. 54-31, 4th period in this championship game, 6:05 to play.
And one thing I will say about Irizarry, obviously getting all the points, he's an aggressive defender also. You see him out there on the perimeter. A lot of kids who are the scorers kind of take it off on the defensive end, not this kid.
Here comes Wilsey, 1-on-2. He'll take it and blocked by Jackson. Nice block. Send it all the way up and converted in a foul as Irizarry now has 23.
Now there's no quit in Irizarry or Jackson. Again, it was started by the block by Jackson. Good court sense to look up, see Irizarry leading the pack, lays it in, gets fouled, and got a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
As we mentioned, Irizarry comes in averaging about 18 points a game. He has 23 tonight. He'll get one more. As a team, they are 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Perfect on that one. He is 24. He has played outstanding. Got to give him his due. Here comes Collins right back in the game. What a pass inside and converted by Sayer, who has 9. Wow.
Taking that drive as long as you can right to the last minute. I think the defender thought he wasn't going to dish it off. Great last-minute dish off there by Collins. Nice finish by Sayer.
Stratford will pick it up on the turnover. 5:24 to play in this one. They lead at 56-34. Collins across the timeline. Here we go again. He'll take this one himself. He's fouled and will go to the free throw line as Jason Riches has just picked up his 4th foul.
Well, you saw it with Collins there. We've seen it time and time again, especially with Collins and Wilsey, those drives to the basket. We've talked about it, moving laterally. And, I mean, you've even seen it at half court when they tried to trap Collins coming up the floor. His ability to move a little bit laterally, again, forces that defender to shift the feet. Collins is going to get the call every time.
Back into the game, Trevin Jackson replaces Luis Rodriguez. As a team now, 11 for 14 is Yellin from the free throw line. This will be their 15th. Short on that one. Nice rebound. Almost put in. They fight for the rebound, and we're going to get a foul over the back. Sayer's going to pick up his 3rd. .5:14 to play in this championship game. 56-34. Yellin leads it. Again, don't forget, coming up after this game, Kevin Schulz will have the post-game show after the award ceremony. Here's a 3. No good. Sayer on the rebound.
Sayer's really had an impact coming into this game. And you see the big rebound there, a couple putbacks, and offensive opportunities, really making his presence felt.
Collins, a little hard off the glass. Rebounded underneath, shot long. There's Sayer. You can't stop him. He converts. He has 11. That's his game right there.
And one of the things I'm impressed with him about is obviously he's got the long arms. He's big, but gets off his feet very quickly. This is a kid it's really going to could develop into a special player.
Turnover and Stratford ball. And into the game now for Yellin will be Nick Harmer. So Harmer sees some championship action. You see some of the crowd on the stage behind Scott McBride. Collins, no problem breaking the press. Not an issue.
Making it look real easy against Irizarry. We talked about him offensively, but a very good defender. I mean, he just made him shift his feet and just blew right by him.
Baseline drive. Shot no good. Off the shot by Bocage. Here comes Irizarry. He jumps in. No good. Grabs his own rebound. Puts it up. Misses again. He may get one over the back here, and he did. So Irizarry with his 2nd foul.
Well, that's a case of you're battling 1-on-3, and it looked like Yellin had everybody in there against Irizarry and eventually got in position and forced him into the over-the-top call.
Malik Bennett will check in at the scorer's table as it is a 1-and-1 now for Yellin. And Bennett will replace Bocage, who was going to sit with 10 points and had an outstanding game.
Really did. You know, when you talk about Bocage and Matchett, what they've been able to do. We talked about Wilsey. Just a great team effort. And I think in the end, that's what really is going to end up winning them this championship. You know, you had Irizarry get his points and then some, but Brooklyn just wasn't able to get anybody else involved, and I think a lot of it had to do with the great defense that you saw from Yellin.
Here's Harmer looking for his first points of the night. Not able to get it. Under 4 minutes to play with this one. Here's Irizarry with some collision, and an offensive foul. Is taking the charge was Nick Harmer. So Harmer misses the foul shot, comes down and takes the charge.
Yeah, that's just great hustle by Harmer, and that's one he's going to feel, but just a great move, setting the feet, taking one for the team right there by Nick Harmer.
I mean, I can't stress that enough. He missed the foul shot. A lot of guys would hang their head. He's hustled down, took the charge. Outstanding defensive play. Looks like Yellin's going to spread the floor a little bit here, Kevin, force Brooklyn to foul.
Smart move and closing out a game, doing what they have to do.
Bennett Yes. Bennett's now on the board. 7 players have now scored.
Well, when you just move it around the perimeter, force the defense out there, Bennett, quick first step, gets to the hole.
Zach grabs a rebound. 3 minutes and some change in this championship game. 60-34 Yellin. Baseline drive, runs out of real estate. Inside, and we're going to have 3 seconds in the lane. Again, don't forget, after this game, they're going to have the awards ceremony, and then Kevin Schul's down courtside for the post-game show. Always a lot of confusion, so you're going to be talking to a lot of players. Unfortunately, Kevin does not have to talk to all 31 players on this team.
We'll get them all. We'll get all the 8th graders, the starters, some of the younger kids that had an impact in this game.
And we're going to get a foul reaching in. I believe this is Bennett. Bennett's going to pick up his first. A couple more subs come into the game. Ryan Cunningham will come into the game. And back into the game is Demir Robertson. Taking a seat, Rob Wilsey will sit with 10. Outstanding effort for Yellin tonight. Tied up on the floor and jump ball. And possession arrow goes Yellin's way.
Well, you've seen from last year's game, Tad, you had kids who played now going to Sterling, and probably more kids playing up at the JV level than at any time in recent memory. And look for that to possibly happen next year with this group. It's a real good group that plays really well, again, as a team.
Yeah, the freshman team right now at Sterling is one of their best freshman basketball boys teams they've had in quite some time. 2:30 to go in this one. Yellin inbound it. They lead at 60-34. Collins has some room to move here. They spread it out. This is McBride. Bennett. Oops, looked to go inside. Irizarry, 26. He has 26. Jackson has 10. Total of 36. That's a travel. Exactly 2 minutes to play in this one as Brooklawn sends Jeff Langford into the game.
Yeah, I think we've said all we could say about Yellin, but again, it's just an incredible effort by Irizarry. And, we were told that he was their top player at 18 points a game. And boy, he is every bit of that. And what he's been able to do tonight just didn't have enough help.
Shoots a 3. They play it off the backboard, and it's going to stay Brooklawn ball. I mean, if you're putting up 26, you're doing something. As Jared Matchett's going to come back in, and he'll replace Scott McBride. McBride didn't score, but Kevin, he played very well tonight.
Absolutely. Came in, did what he had to do. Kid who handled the ball very well on the perimeter, played great defense. And we talked about how a lot of that great defense led to offensive opportunities.
Irizarry with 28 points. 1:35 to play in this one. Stratford leads at 60-38. Collins takes his time. Back to Collins again. 1:15 to play in this one. Get it back out to Robertson. Three-pointer off the backboard, no good. Nice rebound by Matchett. They'll run some more clock with Robertson. Check it back in. The heck with running some clock. Give 2 to Bennett. He's got 4.
That's the second time he's taken advantage of a defender coming out on him, a little bit out of control. Bennett, that nice move to the basket.
Irizarry is fouled on the play. They're going to call foul against Collins. That's his 3rd.
And you see Bennett, what he's been able to do, and everybody, all the different drives to the basket from the different players. One thing you have to like about this Yellin team, amongst many things, is you don't see a lot of forced opportunity. If it's not there, they kick it back out. They know where the good opportunities are, when to go ahead with the drive to the basket, when to pull back out. And it's all about having very good court sense, and that's what you see from these kids.
Leo Bourne comes into the game. He'll replace Zach Collins, who leaves the game with 16 points, and a big reason why Yellin was going to be champions this year. Final 40 seconds in this one. Here's Bourne. Yellin takes their time. Nice drive, left hand, too long. Nice rebound by Irizarry. Irizarry's going for more. Why not? Give him 2 more. Give him 30, Kevin.
Wow.
30.
Incredible effort against a team that plays very good defense. I mean, that's one thing you have to like. But
Stratford, Yellin School, champions, boys basketball 2015.
well, not much to say other than anything we've already said. Just a great team effort, obviously led by what Zach Collins was able to do from the point guard position, running the floor, distributing the ball, hitting the outside shots, driving in the hole, doing a little bit of everything. But just a great team win here by the Yellin Squires.
So Yellin, the champions here in 2015, they lead at 60 or win at 62-40. And your final scoring for the team of Stratford: Collins 16, Bocage 10, Wilsey 10, Robertson 4, Matchett 7, Bennett 4, Sire 11. So you had 4 players with double digits and one with 7. Almost had 5 players in double-digit scoring.
And that's the type of game it was. How many trips down the floor was there when everybody touched the ball? Distributed around the perimeter. Passed inside, nothing there. Kick it back out. After a while, you get defenses moving and moving and moving. You're going to get somebody open, and that's how Yellin was able to get a lot of their scoring.
Again, we're going to keep it here for a minute or two because they're going to have the trophy presentation to the runner-ups in Brooklawn, who, I'll tell you what, have had a heck of a season. They end with 2 losses on the year. They both come to Stratford, but a heck of an effort, and a heck of an effort individually by Cameron Irizarry. Remember that name no matter what high school he goes to. We may even try to get him on if he's still around and wants to talk at the end of this one, because he played extremely well.
A kid who could potentially, we talk about freshmen moving up at Sterling this year, and some of these kids you're going to see come up to Sterling, possibly move up JV as a freshman. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if Irizarry had an immediate impact on where he goes, and possibly a kid might even eventually see some varsity time as a freshman next year. Just very impressed with what he's able to do. And again, we talked about it right towards the end, against a team that plays very good defense, and in a lot of situations where you knew he was coming to the hole, did a little bit of everything, just like a couple of Yellin kids. Great lateral movement those last couple steps towards the basket.
Here you see some of the Yellin School players. Again, there are 31 on this team that go from 6th grade through 8th grade. And you really have to credit Coach Kogan here, Kevin, and he has just done an outstanding job with this program. You see him there. He's got the blue shirt on with his back to us at the moment. That is Joe Kogan, the longtime teacher, now retired teacher and coach here. And what a job.
Absolutely teaches them to play the right way. I mean, this is team basketball, and one thing this will show you is team basketball can definitely beat any other individual effort, as this game showed.
Outstanding effort. Again, we're going to try and listen in now at the scorers table for the award ceremony. One of our league officials is going to start with the runners-up from Brooklawn. Again, right now you're going to have the young men from Brooklawn come out to receive their runner-up trophy here. This is the, I guess you would call it the smaller division of schools. There are bigger schools around South Jersey. That's a championship game we cover now this year.
No, they play in the league. Obviously, it's very difficult to compete against the Glen Landing. I think
got Lewis,
and Voorhees. Obviously, is a tough team to compete against. Numbers are numbers, and you're going to get, the more kids you have coming out, the better the teams are going to be, which is very good why you have different divisions. And obviously the high school version of that is the different groups that you have.
Yeah, for example, you'd have a team like this Stratford team will combine with Summerdale and Magnolia, who was on the schedule, to make Sterling High School. That shows you how small this Stratford school would be, as opposed to a school like Eastern, which is Voorhees and Gibbsboro, will combine. And they were considered a Group 4 school. This Brooklawn, if these kids go to their public school, they will combine with Gloucester and become Gloucester High School.
Who we saw here last year, and we're impressed with what they were able to do, coming home with the championship and just an unbelievable game.
Last couple of Brooklawn athletes being congratulated. And here is Irizarry, who finishes the game with 30 points. Great effort. And he's going to get the team trophy. With their second place. Great effort by that young man and the team around him.
Not much more we can say about him than we already have. I mean, just an incredible effort. Not enough, I think, around him to compete against this Yellin team.
Too good of a team.
Yeah, yep.
When you have 4 players score double digits, that's really all you need to know.
You know, the stats, sometimes the stats don't tell you what went on in the game. The stats really tell you the team effort that you saw. Great distribution of the ball.
Yeah. Here's some of the Stratford guys. Now, again, there's 31 of them, so I think what happens is a number of them will get trophies. They don't have 31 trophies. Those kids, the final few, will get their trophies later in the year.
Pat on the back today.
These are your 6th graders you're going to see first. And these are the guys, again, they're going to get their trophies a little bit later. And they've already been told that by the coaches, so they know that. And these are your future Yellin stars from 2 years from now. Now you see your 7th graders. These will be more or less your starters for next year. Doing something if you can win 25 games and just lose 1. That's what this team did this year.
And you're impressed. I know the first time I saw them was a couple years ago, coming to a game, and immediately you're just impressed with the way they play the game. Just have that signature way of playing the game where you see the good movement. Everybody, we talked about the great court sense. You always see that from these teams coached by Joe Kogan.
Here comes your last couple of players, a couple of your 8th graders. And the championship trophy. Here comes the championship trophy. I guess the 8th graders are going to pick it up. There you have it. Yellin, the champions of this middle school division. One of many they've won here at Yellin School. And what we'll do right now is we will step aside and Kevin Schulz will go down courtside and talk to some of these participants in this game. Once again, Yellin wins it by a score of 62-40. They are champions of the 2015 8th grade basketball league. Back with more in a moment.
Mr. Schulz back here with our stars of the game and a little bit of everybody here. Jared Matchett, I'll tell you what, it was a great team effort by you guys. Talk about how everybody got involved in this team win.
Well, I just want to start out by saying I coached at 3 in the beginning, so I knew it was going to be a good game. It was my first of the season. Zach was lighting it up out there. Rob with some good defense.
Yeah, good.
Noah with some good boards. That's all I get. Everybody played a good game. Malik came in at the last seconds of the game. Got a couple points for us.
I knew this guy wasn't nervous. Came right up to me and started talking. You know, and you individually, one thing we liked was when big guy, Sire right here, got into foul trouble. You came right in and seemed to have an immediate impact. Talk about what you were able to do.
Well, I was able to get a couple of rebounds and pass it out to my man Zach, and he was raining from the three-point line. And he had a couple of great points. Scott was orchestrating the offense very well. Casey had a couple of good box outs and a couple of good points in the paint. Nick played some very good defense on number 13, who was a spectacular player. Rob was very good on offense.
Well, you did a good job there. You didn't even rehearse that at all, did you?
No, I didn't.
Jared, thanks for coming on with us. Congratulations on the win. And we have Rob Wilsey coming in here. Rob, I'll tell you what, we liked what you were able to do down in the low post with a couple putbacks and great sense of what was going on out there. Talk a little about that drive to the basket that you have. You practice that a lot?
Yeah, I was just trying to take it hard to the basket and hopefully get fouled and make my foul shots.
Now, you were injured the early part of the year. Talk about how good it feels to get back here and experience it.
Yeah, it felt good. I worked hard to get back here, and I wanted to finish it off good and win championship.
Rob, thanks for coming on with us. Best of luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
And we have Noah here. Noah, we really liked what you were able to do as a big man coming to the game. Was it frustrating when you got those two fouls?
Yeah, that second one was a bunch of baloney.
Okay, well, we won't get to the refs at all, but at the same time, talk about how you've developed as a big man here, and how good does it feel dominating the way you did down in the low
Well, it feels real nice. Like, this is my second year playing, so to be this big of a help in the championship game was pretty cool.
And has it been a lot of practice? Looks like you've got that nice spin move, getting right up to the basket. Are you starting, as the year went on, especially now, culminating this, have you really started to feel more confidence as the year's gone on?
Yeah, definitely. I really feel like I could help us out scoring and defensively.
No, thanks for coming on with us, and congratulations. And we have Zach Collins here. Hey, you did a little bit of everything. Starting off the game, you guys really, it looked like your defense was the thing that got you off to that start. Was that something you guys wanted to do early on?
Yeah, definitely. We wanted to work on our defense and get out to a quick start on defensively before we can, knock down some shots.
And the shots weren't falling early on. Was there any frustration, or did you eventually knew if you kept shooting they would fall?
Well, yeah, my coaches always tell me if I'm not shooting good, just keep shooting and it'll eventually fall, so yeah.
One thing we liked about you, in addition to what Rob Wilsey does, was the way you drive to the basket. The defense came out after the couple three-point shots. The way you drive to the basket, going laterally to get the defender moving. Is that something you've practiced a lot?
Yeah, every day we practice that at practice, and we're just trying to get the fouls and get to the free throw line and get the fouls in the big guys.
And we talked to Jared about this being a team win. Is it that much more enjoyable getting, four guys in double figures, winning as a team here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you have everybody who can step up and do their jobs, it's much better than just having one person.
One last thing I'll ask you, how tough was it defending Irizarry on the other end, who had a monster game?
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, we practiced that a couple of days, trying to stay in front and guard the three-point line, but yeah, he's a really good player.
Zach, thanks for coming on with us. Congratulations on the big win, pal. Here we had coming into this game. This is Demir, correct? Okay. You came into the game, and again, just like these guys coming off the bench, looked like you felt real comfortable out there. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we always go through it in practice. Everybody knows their roles. It's not like people on the bench, they know they're bench players, and they know when they have to come in, they know what they have to do. So, I mean, really, we just came in, we knew what we were supposed to do, and just got the job done.
And is that the key to this team? It's a team win, but everybody knows their role. Ultimately, is that why you're standing there holding the championship trophy?
Yeah, see, our whole game plan was just for 13. And once we knew that if we could shut them down, that it would be easier for us because we have a whole team. They can't just stop one player. So if they stop one player, the next people will step up, and it'll be easier for us.
Amir, thanks for coming on with us. Congratulations. And we have, Mr. Bokaj, how you doing? Jurgen's brother? Okay, all right, notice the resemblance. We knew it was some type of relative, either a brother or a cousin. Hey, I'll tell you what, when your team early on was having a tough time getting offense, you really did the job down low. Talk about what went on in the first couple minutes of this game.
Yeah, we really did really good. We practiced hard in practice, and everybody did good. Good teamwork, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you and a couple of your first couple points when everybody looked like they were struggling a little bit, maybe with the nerves, you didn't look like it affected you as much. Talk about what you were able to do and getting to the line early on.
Where everybody was nervous, and I was nervous too, and we did the work, we passed, and we played teamwork, yeah.
Thanks for coming on with us. Congratulations on the win. And Nick Harmer, I'll tell you, you're another guy, came off the bench, knows his role. One thing we were impressed with you was you missed a foul shot. They brought the ball the other way. Pure hustle, coming down, drawing the foul. What was going through your mind there?
I just wanted to say, I want to go back to Damir said, well, how about, how the bench players know what to do. This is my first year playing basketball and, being a squire. So then I know, what to do. And then when I get off the bench, I go into the game, I hustle and I try as hard as I can. And then when I try to hustle down court and do what I'm supposed to do.
And you set the feet. I know you're a football player. Looked like a pretty hard hit you took right there, but I know you felt good doing it.
I wasn't scared. My adrenaline was just pumping. It didn't hurt at all. I just got back up, shake it off, and went down court again.
That's amazing. I mean, it looked like the guys coming off the bench didn't look nervous, coming into a packed atmosphere right here. Did you just feel comfortable coming off?
Yeah, I did. Mr. Coogan always talked about in practice the past couple of weeks how he's going to drive in really hard and to pick up charges. And I just think I have to be the person to step up and take the charge because I know I'm a tough guy and I know I can take that.
Thanks for coming on with us, and congratulations on the championship. Another guy coming off the bench didn't feel a bit fazed by the moment, by the atmosphere. You had a couple situations where it looked like you guys had the ball on the perimeter. They brought the defense out. Talk about what you were able to do in driving to the basket.
I just had to work hard and get to the basket and get the defender off balance. And I had an easy lane to the basket.
Did it feel good getting in the game? Obviously, you work hard with the team, and seeing time in a championship game, it had to be a great atmosphere to be in there.
Yeah, those are guys. Because it's my third year playing basketball, my first year playing with them. So it's a good moment.
Man, it's got to feel great holding the championship trophy. Did you think, was there ever a doubt that you guys would come on top and win this championship?
Yeah, we knew the whole way that we was going to win the championship. We're just effort and working hard. We knew we was going to win.
So as a team, you guys just felt the confidence. There was never a doubt.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on with us, and great job tonight. Okay, thanks. Hey, Joe, just outstanding. Congratulations on the big win. And we have Mr. McBride here coming on here. And a great job out there. You know, we mentioned it at one point during the broadcast of the job you did along with Zach Collins, just controlling the ball on the outside. Talk a little bit about what went on out there. Let me ask you this, defensively, we'll go to the defensive end. You were a key part in putting defensive pressure on their guards. Was that a key tonight? Was that something that was part of the game plan?
Yeah, we're just trying to keep the pressure on them and not let their good kid get to the basket.
Talk a little bit about that trap that you guys had. It looked like it really frustrated them. Is that something you guys practice a lot?
Yeah, in practice we practice that a lot.
And in the future, I know we're going through guys very quickly. You'll be a Sterling Knight next year?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on a big win, and best of luck the rest of the way, pal. Okay. And I think you're the last one here. Yeah, we'll bring you over here. Okay, we're good. Hey, Joe, congratulations. Year in and year out, you get these kids playing as a team. How satisfying is it to see 4 kids in double figures?
Well, that's the whole key to this program. It's team basketball. And if you play team basketball, you move the ball, play hard defense, you're going to win.
Was this a case of one individual monster effort, but what came on the top for you guys was what you guys were able to do through ball movement and great defense?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I really do believe you move the ball, you're going to win games. And the ball moves faster than the players. The players penetrating, following a game plan, which they did excellently today.
And it's got to feel great. Obviously, you preach it, see these guys from 6th graders moving up. How good does it feel to them finally execute a plan like this and culminate in a championship?
It is really good. I mean, you give them the plan, you go through, you practice it, you work with it. And like the young man that was just here, I think he had 1 turnover tonight, maybe 2. That's the whole key. You don't turn the ball over. You don't give them second shots. We rebound it well. Everybody coming in, doing the role. And we had actually 9 kids came off that bench and did something really good tonight. So
that's another thing. Usually kids in this type of atmosphere, and we talked to them about it, might appear a bit nervous. Came in this game and didn't feel nervous at all. They really seemed to embrace their role status as role players.
A lot of that comes from the practice. I mean, we practice very hard and very stressfully at times. So they'll tell you that. And I tell them that if you get done practicing with us, nothing's going to bother you on the court because we practice with pressure all the time. So that's the bottom line to it.
Coach, thanks for coming on with us. Congratulations on another championship, and keep it going. It's no problem. It's our pleasure. Okay. Thanks, Coach. So that'll do it. The Yellin boys come away with a big effort tonight, a team effort in winning the championship over Brooklawn. Not stopped by Cameron Ariziri's incredible effort, but just a great team effort by the Yellin Squires. For Tad Kozaneski, David Heckman, David Litness, I'm Kevin Schultz. We'll see you next time on Channel 19.